for coming out. Thank you, Philadelphia chapter of Johnson C. Smith University. We are in the midst of our tour. We started last Friday, and we performed in Greenville, South Carolina, moving to Charleston, where our bus broke down because they didn't give us the right bus, and then they sent us the right bus by Sunday, where we performed in Columbia. Then we traveled to Washington, D.C. yesterday, and Monday, and performed last night in Washington, D.C., and we're here in Philadelphia. And we are going to New York City tomorrow and Friday. And Lexington, Kentucky on Saturday and Sunday. And take up, from New York. It's a long ride. Yes. And then we end in, go back home to Charlotte. I had to hire an accompanist for every city because my accompanist went out on maternity leave. She just didn't want to bring it back. So, Mr. David Poindexter so graciously helped me find an accompanist, and thank you so much for sending Charles Johnson to us. He performed in D.C. last night and tonight, and then we had other accompanists when we were in South Carolina. So I'm thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me tell the story. It was really odd. It was funny in that we were talking on the phone, and he said, and I told him that I had lived in Kentucky and got my doctorate from the University of Kentucky. The University of Kentucky. And he said, I have some friends there. Wilhelmina Fernandez and Andrew Smith. And I said, oh, I know them. And I realized that you also knew my mother, Barbara Buck, because they were Emporium and Best together, and I know them because I grew up Emporium and Best as a little girl. So I just thought how, paths, how we just go through life and how we meet people, and then we have a break, and then they come together again. I never knew that I would ever talk to you or see you again. It's been so long. I thank you. Really, I do. The choir would like to introduce themselves in a special way. And we shall see how this is going to work out. I know how it is when you're home and you come see your loved ones and you want to scream their names out. I know it's okay, but you can hold it. But if not, I understand.
Raven Heath, Decatur, Georgia.
Deion Shank, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Daisha McKissick, Atlanta, Georgia. Monique Chapman, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Olivia Dickey, Lakewood, New Jersey.
Celeste Wilson, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oriana Thomas, Durham, North Carolina.
Audrey Witherspoon, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Bobby Bowden, Darlington, South Carolina.
Janetta Griffin, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Megan Greg Flor, South Carolina.
Octavia Robbs, Baltimore, Maryland.
Louisa Taylor, Seattle, Washington.
Crystal Gibson, Miami, Florida.
Aaliyah Lambert, Southern Ponds, North Carolina. Georgetta Good, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Janice Nicole Gavon, Boynton Beach, Florida. Patty Webb, Richmond, Virginia.
Alina Chapman, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Irene Young, San Francisco, California.
Miranda Blair, Darlington, South Carolina.
Marcus Means, Washington, D.C.
Misha Casimir, Stanford, Connecticut.
Rontavious Ella, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Khadijah Sagir, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Sade Adams, Demopolis, Alabama.
Grayson Dodger, Charleston, South Carolina.
Arthur Miller, Brandywine, Maryland.
Chris Law, Durham, North Carolina.
Kaleem Slayton, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Reggie Minor, Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Rocky Burst, Newport News, Virginia.
Lamont Glass, Washington, D.C.
Lewis McKellar, Bluffton, South Carolina.
Langston Hughes, Brooklyn, New York.
Dominic Smith, Alexandria, Virginia.
Israel Spencer, Long Island, New York.
Barnett Bradford, Washington, D.C.
Joshua Jarrell Jones, Columbia, South Carolina.
Aaron Pendleton, Atlanta, Georgia.